Number 10. A game that can go for hundreds on eBay years after its release means it's a good game. It's that simple. This game is often underrated, featuring an interesting array of moves with beautiful animation. It combines Nordic folklore and mythology to deliver a stunning fantasy, having different endings and amazing replayability earns it the number 10 spot. Making the cutscenes unskippable earns it the number 10 spot. It might seem trivial to you, but if you felt my frustration, you would understand. Please Square, make all cutscenes skippable. Number 9. Grind, 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 win. Grind, 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 win. And ooh, it felt so damn good. This ain't no MMO, it's pretty simplistic, but this old classic formula of JRPG heaven has never failed and has remained a staple corner of Square's income, being one of the best-selling games in Japan, with art by Akira Toriyama and a good solid JRPG gameplay. This game can kill your social life, proving once and for all that sometimes all that matters is gameplay. Cause if you don't have that right and you only have story, you get crappy shit like Final Fantasy XIII. Number 8. How awesome do you have to be to actually resurrect a franchise that was dead for years? And who would have dreamt doing it and achieving success? That's right, only Bethesda can do that. That can take any game, make it badass, with loads of good writing and a deep leveling system, making it a long ass game. And you have something like Fallout 3. Although I'm hoping for Fallout 4 that they improve the shooting system, making it look more like an FPS. This game, when it came out, it destroyed all preconceptions about Fallout and the Fallout universe, and especially what Bethesda are capable of. Number 7. Golden Sun is a game about catching these little creatures and saving the world. This is a game that came with enormous complexity and intriguing design, allowing you to solve puzzles by changing the game world itself. When it originally came out for the GBA, I was blown away. The graphics were amazing, the gameplay was perfect. It had a certain sense of difficulty and strategy. I've only recently looked at Dark Dawn, but it's seeming too easy for my taste. Regardless of this, the number 7 spot goes to Golden Sun's story, gameplay, and design. Number 6. This game is probably unheard of. It's part of the Secret of Mana series, but it's one of those SNES games that cemented the acceptance of a true action RPG. You level up, you earn skills and ranks, you use items, and you use potions. You see, Zelda was amazing, but it ain't no RPG. It's an adventure game. This game showed us what a little bit of imagination from Square can achieve. That's pretty much all I've got to say about this. You just gotta play and accept it. It earned the number 6 spot on this list. Number 5. What's this I see? Pokemon on a top RPG game list? Yes, motherfucker, I said it. This game kicks ass. Let's go back in time. You were a young punk, thinking you knew everything about the world, and out comes this game, telling your arrogant ass that you haven't caught them all, and there's 150 of these strange creatures. You were young, you couldn't afford a console, you had a handheld, and out comes this game with so much depth that it practically introduced you to the RPG genre. You can catch cool creatures and level them up. Now I ain't talking about any Pokemon game, I am only talking about the 3 originals, Red, Blue, and Green. The originals that came out in 1996. It blew your kitty mind away. Number 4. Now, I'm breaking the rules here a little, cause I've awarded 1 spot to 3 games. But you see, the number 4 spot goes to one of these games dependent on your preference. Recently, there have been some amazingly shit Final Fantasy games, but this was the pinnacle of the Final Fantasy universe. These games were what Final Fantasy was all about. A cool story, some nice characters, a silent protagonist, and enjoyable gameplay. This is something that Final Fantasy 13, wherever else is coming out 13.2, should learn from. Go back to the roots. Step away from the A's. Please, stop making such assy games and go back to these 3 classics. Number 3. Now, imagine, if you will, a game you've waited for your entire life. You hear about it. You read about it. Even Nintendo magazines had articles dedicated to it, saying how it would come out for the N64. The game was called Earthbound 64. This is the kind of game that only a drug addict can come up with. The kind of drug addict that can reach deep into her consciousness and bring about the craziest ass shit. From poo to bees and sticks. Anything can be your enemy in the Earthbound universe. It is always so humorous, it is crazy. It's got the retro feel about it. But what made it worse was the wait. The game had to be translated, and it was only translated recently to English. The Earthbound fans done well. The fan translation was a success, and I guarantee you'll be missing out on a masterpiece if you let this game go to waste. Go now and grab the translation from the link in the description so you can enjoy the game that earned the number 3 spot, Mother 3. Number 2. Dragon Ball Z was amazing. The artist Akira Toriyama was a genius of character design. He knew how to make a turnip-headed man look cool. Now that takes some skill. Now imagine, if you will, Akira Toriyama teaming up with Square, the original Square, and teaming up with some of the best RPG writers, composers, and directors known to JRPG history. Well, you get Chrono Trigger, the craziest ass adventure of your life, with over 9,000 endings and some cool ass moves and tactics that can't go wrong. There are techniques you can do with the characters. You can do dual techniques, triple techniques, totally bust down move and destroy your enemies. The music was epic. The story, which started as something cliche, ended up being pure awesome. You'll be sitting down on your own with this game in full volume, sitting down in the glimmering light of your monitor, sitting on your own on a Friday night, and you were happy. Even though there's people partying, you were happy because you knew, for that 1 second, that everyone else sucked balls. And that, sir, is enough to earn this game the number 2 mark on this list. Number 1. Hey there, motherfucker. You like slashing mofos with a cool ass sword? Do you like shooting arrows with a cool ass bow? Do you like shooting fireballs at mofos with some bad ass magic? And do you like a game that never fucking ends? Are you prepared to get so addicted that you forget about reality? Well then, this game is for you. It's been a while since we've had an Elder Scrolls, since Oblivion, and we've had to put up with a Fallout whilst we waited for this amazing game. Let's talk about the presentation. The graphics are good, but only if you use PC. I'm sorry to all of you console users, but you can't play this game in 1080p at a solid 60 FPS if you use console. However, if you do plan to use the PC version, you gotta have an amazing rig. I mean, you gotta have a good ass CPU and GPU and some good RAM to balance it all out. This is, of course, not to mention all the mods available for this game. Why I make such a point of this, you ask? Well, the textures that they used in the first place need improving. This can be fixed with a mod. You can't do that with the PS3 or 360. But apart from that, when looking at the world of Skyrim, you are in awe, beautifully crafted, even though it falls short when closely inspecting the textures. Gameplay is as you would expect from a Bethesda game. Even the interface is similar to any and all Bethesda games, although I do have to say, they fucked up the user interface. But hold on, don't worry, there's a mod for that if you're using the PC version. If you're going to use a gamepad, then the user interface is alright. Very typical of them though. They did change the HUD, it looks different from Morrowind or Oblivion. which I have to say sucks balls. I mean, they had a system going for it, so they should have stuck. I mean, they're trying to appease the console guys, but they forgot their roots. They forgot their history. They forgot what gave them all their money. The interface sucks. Gotta scroll through everything like a dumbass. As usual, like all Elder Scrolls game, this game is some crazy ass shit. It earns the #1 spot, no questions asked. It never ends. They built this game to never end. That's some point. If a game never ends, it is one hell of a game and will always be the #1 spot taker. Ooh yeah.